Kathy Vick, Deeply Awake. Chats, 2017. I don't know what I'll call this. I know that a week ago, that was that day that just was really tough. Where I realized that, I did an energetic flip. Because I thought all this time, all my life, I was this beautiful, radiant, pulsing white light. And I was resisting and pushing and pointing out and poking my finger in the eye of the dark. I was getting beaten up by the dark. And I was in this defensive mode, in this fighting mode, in this warrior mode. And in one shining moment, I realized everything that I'd been fighting against and hating and fearing and wanting to break apart was within me. I resonated with it so much because it was within me. And that part of me was fighting and pushing against and arguing with and hitting at and poking my finger in the eye of light. And when I really got that, without guilt, without shame, without any kind of I've done bad, but simple recognition, everything changed for me. I want to just take a moment to explain. So it's only been a day and a week since I had an experience that was bizarre and final. It felt like very final. And I'm very happy about that. I'm glad. And it was such a perfect manifestation and creation that I can't question it. It's perfect. And right on time. Since the time of all of that, there's been like the floodgates have opened, and you've seen it in the productivity of my work, or the prodigiousness of my work. And this is partly because I am in full celebration of the reality of the beauty of this, and the validity of it, and my trust of it, and how much I enjoy it, and the giggling, and how I will laugh at some of the, the twists and the crudities and the funniness, and I enjoy watching it. Sometimes I watch these tapes and I don't know what I'm going to say next. It's really, really been a joy. I see, some people have, they can put out a channeling and like an hour later there's 600 hits. I can put out the contents of my soul and my purpose, and I get 3. And that's what I want to discuss today. This is what they tell me about this process, and this is what I understand to be true as well. I do get that there are a lot of people who have reached this level. I do, and I appreciate that. And we stand together, guys. But this is a path that I fashioned to assist many. It took on many difficulties that can be related to by the common man, having been one and being one now. And then I, one by one, have been breaking the backs of these limitations, these identities, these engines of suffering and misinterpretation. We all do that. All of us on the spiritual path. We do that in meditation. We do that by reading. We do that. We're guided, and we have many ways that we come to some place of peace. But I think it's important to understand that what is being said here is unique, fresh, and new. And I really recognize that I've gone farther than anybody else I've seen on the web. Because I'm owning this. I'm personalizing it, and I'm applying it. Not just for messages for humanity of, hey, this is what you can expect the next 3 months. That's helpful, and I appreciate that. No. My job is to show how to get to the place where this cosmic light that is golden liquid benevolence is translated into physical reality consciously. Being a star person consciously. Being able to run energetics and see things in energetics and be okay with that. And so I value this expression because I recognize the importance of it, even if the quotient is such that the population doesn't right now. It will. It will. This is a big deal. Have you ever encountered a channeler who is explaining to you what it's like when they wake up in the morning, what kind of visions they're having? At night, what kind of dreams they're having, and in the morning, how they've synthesized this, and how their reality has changed as a difference as a result? I don't know. If you find something like that, let me know. It's awesome. Somebody who's truly embodying the work experimentally, ongoingly, and publicly. How many of those do you know? Well, I'm one of them. Right now, I'm the only one that I'm aware of. And so, yeah, I'm utterly proud, and I understand it. That alone gives me license to speak about whatever I think is important, because I see this work and I see how it's moving things along. Not only in my own consciousness, but in the general population. So I want to say a few words about flow. One is that I woke up today, and all they had to say was, "There's this flow has been established." The walls between that, Melissa had seen, they were indeed there. This artificial separation between body and mind, and spirit and physicality. There's a flow that's been established again between all of that. And it was just a thought. And then, for some reason, I thought it'd be really great to listen to this one channeling by someone who I realize in retrospect I stopped listening to long ago because I didn't like her energy. Ooh, lots of ego there. And it was taking an energetic turn that I didn't like. And so imagine my surprise today when I sit down and listen to this entity who has come to me and has presented to you in these recordings. And it's like I'd written it. Literally. The stuff that I've been talking about just the last couple weeks. And the seed kernel ideas then just expanded just a little bit, organized a little bit different, not much. And it wasn't just for the first 5 minutes, it was all the way through. And they kept saying that here's the flow. This is flow. Feel it? Feel it? So I also understood that part of this thing about socialization is to understand that really, truthfully, I am sort of like the person on the risers who looks at kids and goes, "Oh, I love you all." A part of me really does feel that way toward adults, and I see them as big grown-up kids oftentimes, and that's when I feel better, is when I can see them as just kids. We're all just kids, and that have just aged. That innocence is still there, and that joy and the love of learning, all that is still there. And I have really let other people guide the way for me. I've let money or the lack of it be my guide, and I've let other people's disinterest be my guide. I have, I think, walked through a lot of my life mindful of the no's, maybe in a way more mindful of the no's than of the yeses. Knowing where not to go seemed to have been kind of important. And I think it's true. But now I see that might not be where this is headed in future. How adept, how skilled, how elegant is it to have as the reason I don't pursue something a lack of cash? If I had that money, would I do it? That's the question. And it's a very important one. It's a hot one. If they looked right at me and smiled and said, "Hi, how are you? Hey, you want to sit here with me?" Would I? That's what I thought this morning, thinking about walking among people and feeling rebuffed by about, 80% of them. Energetically, just I can never figure out why I feel so responsible for that. It's like, wow. Really? What's this about? Just paying attention to the no's. It's thinking them important. The no's. Instead of what's inside of me. Seeing as more real the reaction and the stimulus. Would I really have wanted to go to that class if I'd had the cash? Not really. Not time. But it wouldn't have fit with what's going on right now. But it's a nice thought. Instead of saying that out loud and declaring it so and being cool with it and understanding I have the power and the right and the strength to say that, and, the duty. No. I let cash speak for me. And I see it with people. People I really, really, there's some that I'm in love with them from the minute I see them, and it just doesn't have anything to do with their countenance. It has to do with their energy. Ooh, they're pretty. And they feel so good. I want more of it. And I will give eye contact or smile or even sit down next to them. They want nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me. What the hell is that about? Same thing. Same thing. Same thing. It's letting the outside lead the way instead of the inside. It's not honoring what I know are my preferences and my truth. Wow. Wow. So I can see how flow might be reestablished in a brand new way. Or not reestablished, although it's quaint. Because, yeah, I mean, at one time it did run free. But long ago, long, long, long ago, before this last yuga, long before this last spasm, this last experiment. So I'm very proud of what I've done with my life and my expression. And I'm glad I've slipped the noose of not only my physical death many, many times, now, consciously and energetically, but so much more. I really felt like this last part that I would be released from it, and then I was very puzzled. How is it that I'm back in the place where I was, like in April, where all I could do was sit in front of this damn computer and talk? What's going on here? Have I gone mad? Have I gone mad? If it just turns out that I am a wild-haired professor who mutters and worries his planks with impotent footsteps day after day and night after night, even if there's a camera on me, what's the point? That doesn't seem right. That's not being actualized or empowered. That's being a scientist. That's being an obsessive. And that's a valid and beautiful pursuit. But that time is ended. The cave time, the cocoon time, the preparation time, whatever. There's flow now. And so it is putting things together. And for me, realizing I've already done it. The work is done. And I get to relax and let people find it. And I just get to amplify it. And so now I really feel like I can be released back into my natural habitat. And it's not one that is spiky with look at how much I hate myself. Look at how much I've come to hate myself. That I have limited funds and a messy environment. Oh, this is my proof that I'm a piece of shit. That I'm worth nothing and all this stuff. When no, it actually was. It just shows that I was working on my flow. And that there were impedances and walls between physicality, body, mind, spirit, and I am a specialist, and I was specializing. There's a lot to take in, and I didn't do any of it wrong, and I'm not blaming myself for having done it this way. It's beautiful. And I'm not a psychotic professor. I'm a functional RN, a single mom, a lover of humanity, and a friend to many. So these imaginings are simply that, but they're feelings that need to be put to bed. And it comes down to trusting my desires. That's why I don't like Buddhism. Get rid of your desires. Go fuck yourself, Buddha. That's what makes me go. That's what makes me not you. I have desires. I have things that light me up from the inside out. And it's about fulfillment of my desires. And sure, it was appropriate. When the whole consciousness was slow, yeah. Best not to, thank God there was somebody who said, it's probably a good idea to doubt yourself now and then, dudes. Thank you, Buddha. Because you don't get that in the Judeo-Christian model. So, and it really is okay to self-examine before you behave. And Buddha taught that. And self-reflection and self-responsibility is really not the tenet of the Judeo-Christian faith. So I like that thing about Buddha, but I really have an issue with the desire thing. Now, I'm down with detachment. That's what it's all about. What child playing Barbies is thinking in terms of where they're going to be in 25 years and how grand they are and how every motion they're making with this Barbie is somehow, connected to some grand scheme? No, they're having fun. They're playing. So it again comes down to that innocence and the childlike stuff, but also really being okay with me, this me, and not anymore allowing other people's discomfort to define me. And so that means if you can't see me, or you can't give me eye contact, or you look down when you see me, or I can feel it. I can feel it. Don't have to say a word. I can feel it. I'm gonna love you anyway. And I was hoping to finally get to that place where I could walk among the GP like a nurse, with that kind of, hey, act out all you want. I still see you. That's fine. I know you're having a bad day. I've had bad days too. I'm not gonna, no. I understand you're hurting, but you just took a swipe at me. You don't get to do that again. Now calm down. Let's go get an ice cream. Like that. And these are strains that I have heard all through this, but now I'm living them. Now there's flow. So I'm kind of expecting to see some changes, some sort of miraculous kind of insertions, money from unexpected sources, outcomes I didn't expect, staying unattached to it all. It'll be what it's going to be. I only have control of how I feel about it, right? Yeah. To a certain extent. So I'm going to play. I'm going to be an energetic master today. But I feel a bit of that blanket of I'm doing it wrong. I don't have enough. I don't have what I want. Man, I'd like to have this to eat or that to eat. And fuck, I don't even have money for gas. Jesus, what the hell? That kind of thing. That just needs to lift off. It is yesterday's expression. It's yesterday's reality, and I'm just living out the last few hours of it, and I can create whatever I want, and what is in front of me is perfect. Just like the person who I think is totally sparkly and hot, and I want to get to know you. Wow, I think I know you already. And I'm invisible to them. I'm not attractive to them. And I've walked around feeling really hurt about that, confused about that. How can I love so deeply and I'm not even seen? So what? I'm expecting reward? It would be nice to have some feedback. It'd be nice to have a ping Sure, I have lots of pings, not in that moment. And I'm so tightly centered on that one now, especially in social situations. My responsibility is to expand in social settings, not contract, to expand. To know I'm safe. And to know that the souls, the bigger selves of these human beings loves me. We're buds. It's this expression that's having trouble. And I'm really complete with wondering whether I'm a bad person or imperfect or offensive or whatever. I'm not any of those things. You get to own that. It's your stuff. Because there are plenty who come toward me. There are many who love me. And that's what I want to concentrate on. But it is an 80-20 thing. So it has been valid to wonder, what the heck is going on here? And now I think I really can say, that's your stuff. I don't see it as a boundary anymore. I don't see it as a wall anymore. Even though it really energetically is a wall. It's your stuff, not mine. And it's not in response to my being bad. It's, I know what I run, which is like a diamond white, it's just a really big light. And it creates like a reflectivity and a turning in of self and not liking. And then there's a pushback. This is the energetic thing that I see all the time. And I haven't been okay to say the words. Because I thought it put me on a pedestal of some sort. It doesn't. It's just that this energy is bright. And in that light, people can see themselves. And they really, sometimes really are unhappy with what they see. And it's a lot easier to punch the light out than it is to accept a reflection that is unpleasant. And so if I'm in a place where I don't see unpleasantness, I don't recognize it. I understand it, but I don't recognize it as real. And it's just structures. It's just constructions. It's not what a kid does. That's what a grown-up does to explain what happens. Good, then I'm okay. Then I love unimpeded. And you don't have to love me. That's fine. I'm still going to love you. And you can act in ways that absolutely 100% prove that you hold nothing but fear toward me. I'm still gonna love you. Probably love you more. But from afar, most likely, because the more love that gets introduced to that system, the more crazy. So, within reason, a little bit of compassion goes a long way. And stick-to-itiveness can help, but not at personal expense. Never again. Never. Ever. Ever again. Just very low level, coupling up with the lack and then saying, yes, indeed, yes, I'm the cause of that lack. I'm the cause of that problem. I'm the cause of you feeling like shit about yourself. Yeah. Let me do some more of that. Yeah, no more of that. That's a fucked up engine I don't want to have anything to do with. I'm going to stand loving you. Whether you turn away or French kiss me, I'm going to love you. But I have to discern what's right for me. I've been shown. I've had men come to my reality and really super love me, and they haven't been good for me. They've played takeaway. They've played games. And that whole thing is an agreement in and of itself. And I venture into people who are able to do something other than that. And that's what I want. People who are open and receptive and can flow as well. At whatever level, verbally. Flow. Where I'm not responsible for your pain, you're not responsible for mine. Your no has very little to do with my identity. My lack of cash has very little to do with my endeavors. So, I fucked up this weekend though, and I'm going to disappoint my son one more time. He's not going to be disappointed. I am in myself. But we're going to get there because I'm getting this thing figured out. It's pretty awesome. So I've got an hour to kill. I'm going to go take care of some things so he knows that I love him. I'm going to put my actions where my mouth is and do a couple things that'll show support and love. And it'll be inadequate. And it'll be really nice. It'll be better than nothing. And I'm going to go to work and get love done. And love. I'm very pleased about all of this and how things have come to pass. And it's that, can you feel that constriction when I talk about my son and how I'm behaving? Here it is. It's a biggie. And it's about self-forgiveness. It's about letting myself off the hook and realizing that I'm the only one pillorying myself. The only one. The only one assigning these meanings to any of it. And they're nasty. They create such... They're all optional. And further to end, what I'm knowing, and what I've known since the beginning, when I'm in behavior that I have no control over and would prefer not to behave that way, and I am compelled to behave in a certain way, and I don't understand it, I'm helping someone out. I'm doing something for them that I would prefer not doing, but we have an agreement. So yes, sure, okay, I'll do that. Yeah, put that in your pipe and smoke it today. How about that? Do that. I'm compelled to say these things, behave this way, when it makes me want to barf when I look back on it. Maybe I'm not fucked up. Maybe this is the agreement. Maybe this is what that person needs. How they need me to behave. Oh, but this isn't me. And I can't help it when I'm around them. Ooh, I'm helping them. Wow. Forgiveness City. Namaste.